4 years ago, in the heart of New York City, Ethan Cole was living the dream every man wished for. At just 30, he was already the CEO of a fast-rising tech company, a self-made millionaire with a sharp mind and a softer heart. But above all his success, the one thing that truly made his world shine was Lily, the woman who'd stood by him when he had nothing, when his days were long and his dreams were only just taking shape. Their love was real, the kind that made people believe in forever. Ethan had planned something special that evening, a rooftop proposal overlooking the glittering Manhattan skyline. He had the ring, the speech, the perfect setting. But what he didn't know was that his closest business partner, Brandon, had been plotting something far darker. Brandon envied Ethan's success, and more than that, he wanted control of the company they built together. He knew Ethan's only real weakness, his emotions, his heart. So Brandon used that against him. That very night, Lily received screenshots and emails, all cleverly fabricated, showing Ethan in conversations with another woman, flirtatious, deceitful, and cruel. Brandon made sure the timing was perfect. Ethan was in a late-night meeting, unreachable, his phone off. Lily, crushed by what she thought was betrayal, packed her bags and left before sunrise. She didn't wait for explanations, didn't give him a chance to speak. She was carrying his child, something she'd planned to tell him that very night. When Ethan returned home and found her gone, confusion turned to panic. He searched for her everywhere, called friends, went to her old apartment, even hired private investigators. But Lily had disappeared completely, cutting ties and starting a new life somewhere far away. Weeks turned into months, months into years. Ethan buried himself in work, trying to escape the pain. The once cheerful man became cold, distant, and consumed by regret. His company grew, his fortune multiplied, but his heart stayed frozen in time. Late at night, when the city lights dimmed and silence took over, Ethan would find himself staring at that engagement ring still locked in his drawer, a reminder of the life that could have been. He often wondered what went wrong, what he could have done differently. He didn't know the truth, that he had been betrayed not by Lily, but by someone he trusted most. Yet deep down, he never stopped loving her. In every crowd he thought he saw her face. In every quiet moment, he imagined her voice. And then, just when he thought he had buried the past for good, fate decided to cross his path again. It started like any ordinary Sunday morning. A walk in Central Park, a cup of coffee, and thoughts of another endless work week. But destiny had other plans waiting just a few steps ahead, ready to bring the ghosts of his past back to life and show him that some love stories aren't truly over. They're just waiting for the right moment to begin again. 4 years later, the autumn sun painted Central Park in warm shades of gold and orange. Ethan Cole, now one of New York's most successful CEOs, had everything most men could ever dream of: a thriving company, luxury, and fame. But behind that calm, polished exterior was a man haunted by the one thing money couldn't buy: peace. No matter how many achievements he added to his name, one memory always lingered: Lily, the woman he lost, the woman he never stopped loving. That morning, he decided to take a rare walk through the park, away from boardrooms and flashing cameras. The laughter of children filled the air, and for the first time in a long while, Ethan felt something close to calm. But then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw her, a familiar figure sitting on a bench, her laughter soft and real, exactly as he remembered. For a moment, he thought his mind was playing tricks on him. Lily. She looked almost the same, graceful, radiant, though her eyes carried a quiet strength now. But what truly froze Ethan in his tracks were the two small children beside her. Twins, a boy and a girl, chasing bubbles and giggling with pure joy. And when the boy turned toward him, Ethan's breath caught in his throat. The child had his eyes, that unmistakable shade of green. The little girl had his dimples. His heart raced. Ethan stood there for what felt like forever, torn between disbelief and the overwhelming urge to run to her. His hands trembled slightly. Could it be? Had Lily really, Finally, he took a hesitant step forward. Then another. His voice was soft, trembling. "Lily?" She turned slowly. Their eyes met, hers wide with shock, his filled with emotion. Time stopped. For a moment, the noise of the park faded away. The twins, sensing the tension, grabbed their mother's hands and looked up curiously. Lily's lips parted, but no words came. Her eyes shimmered with tears. "Ethan," she finally whispered, her voice breaking. She glanced down at the children, then back at him. "Meet your children." The world seemed to spin. Ethan's knees felt weak as he slowly crouched down, meeting the twins at eye level. They stared at him, puzzled but curious. He smiled gently, tears gathering in his eyes. "Hi there," he said softly, his voice trembling. In that instant, everything he had lost, the years, the love, the moments that could have been, all came rushing back. But along with the pain came something else, hope. For the first time in 4 years, Ethan realized fate had given him a second chance, not just to love Lily again, but to be the father he never got to be. And in the soft glow of that autumn morning, surrounded by laughter and forgiveness, Ethan knew his real life was only just beginning.